ivy all over the town. But in the screenshots, the ivy wasn't even in it. So basically, in the 20 years since the series, that ivy's grown up over it. It's also cool because in that area, I always see a old car, like in the screenshots. I don't even know what type of car that is. You know the ones with the wings on the back and they're old, like whatever they are, Cadillacs or something. But there's always a couple different of those cars in the area. I think one's for sale now. It's like two-tone white and turquoise or something with the wings on the back.
Movie star. Movie star. So then we go on about 5 miles.
Then we're going to go to the Salish.
I
I also want to point out, Hap's Diner is in this area, but I'm going to pass these around. I'll just point out the Hap's stuff. So, that's a restaurant, and the food's great there.
Yes, it is.
But there's been some trouble in the past with people and just walking in while people are eating. So I'm just pointing out where Hap's is, right? And plus, there's better places to go to. You know, the Mill, for example, the sheriff's station. The Hap's Diner is right over there. It's beige and red building. Yep, we're gonna go this way. So basically, what they did is it's called the Fall City Grill. It's a sports bar. There's a lot of sports memorabilia and stuff around the place. They basically just put that sign over the other one that says Fall City Diner, I guess it's called now. It used to be called the Fall City Grill. So that's that location. It's hard with businesses, you know, like stopping with a bus tour and then people are going in and everyone's like eating and they're trying to, you know, take the screenshot and match it up and, you know, knock people out of Sam Stanley's and Chet's seat so they can sit there and take a picture. But I encourage you to go there. And you can sit right at the diner at that. The same counter is there, and actually David Lynch built that counter. And it's interesting. This might be me overanalyzing, but I love that the Double R Diner, its counter is rounded, and the Hap's Diner is squared. Just because the two movies really, Deer Meadow and Twin Peaks. Deer Meadow was the exact opposite. The sheriff's station, no one's cooperative. The diner, food sucks. You know, there's this contrast there. And so I like that it's a rounded counter and a square counter. It might be just me overanalyzing, like I said, but I like how that fits with that. So I've got a bunch of screenshots now. We're going to the Salish. Has anyone been up to the Salish yet?
No.
Most of you know, some of you have, some of you haven't. So, a few, yeah. The Salish and the falls. Before I talk about that though. So, off this way, there's a small private airport, and that was the airport used in Fire Walk with Me, where David Lynch and Sam Stanley gets introduced to Chet. And it's also the scene where Chet is called on his phone when they're like arresting the prostitutes that were on the school bus. Because, you know, they didn't notice them until now. There's, or whatever, I'm assuming they're prostitutes, I don't know, it's sort of a vague scene, but that small airport, which is all fenced off, obviously, because it's an airport, you see how these two roads match up here? It's like right down there, if you're looking for it. But please obey all laws. But that's down that way. And actually, when the plane flies in, I think there's a shot of the Twin Peaks Mountains. It flies from that way this way and lands at the airport. And there's a shot in the background of, you can see Mount Si. But obviously you can't because of the cloud coverage right now. But so that's that part. Salish. The exterior was used, but like I had said before, the interior of the Great Northern was filmed in Polsbo at the Kiana Lodge. And the directions are in your map to get there. But it really is like a big, like a half-day event just to get out there because of the ferries and stuff like that. And actually that ferry to Bainbridge Island, which then you go off Bainbridge Island to Polsbo, that ferry is in the movie Disclosure with Demi Moore. At the beginning, she's driving to the ferry to come into Seattle. The falls are almost double the height of Niagara Falls, which is just an interesting little fact. But obviously Niagara Falls is much, much wider. And that's just cool to me because I'm like an hour from Niagara Falls where I live in Rochester. There's a lot of stuff on signs about the hydroelectric power that comes from the falls. And I never remember any of it, so you can read all the signs. they until 2013 they've closed off the there's a hike down to the base of the falls, which is in the movie The Vanishing as well. So that's closed off until 2013, so we can't hike down there. But there are two different lookout points. They've remodeled the whole area, and there's an upper one, and then if you keep walking, there's one that's a little bit lower, and the falls is like here. So you get two different vantage points of the falls. There's this really cool trick, which I think it's on the DVDs, but I don't remember. But it's really cool, so you all have to do it. And you won't believe me, you'll think like I'm crazy, but just do it. So if you are looking at the falls, you just watch a drop of water or a section and just follow it all the way down. Don't like move your head. I was showing someone the other day and they're going, no, you have to not move your head, just use your eyes and follow it. And then do that like 10 times. And then you look just to the rock face that's, or something over here, and it actually warps upwards. It's like this weird acid thing.
Bravo.
Chuck goes like this. Because when I tell people, they're always like, you just want me to look like an idiot this whole time. But no, it's just a thing how the eyes work. That if you see a pattern happening enough, and then you look somewhere else, it warps back for a little while. I swear to God, you guys have to try it. I remember when we were doing the DVDs, we were talking about like, could we do this? And I'm like, I don't even know how you would make that look. Because it's just weird, it's how your eyes work. How would you make a video of that simulating it? We couldn't really figure it out. But it is crazy, crazy. And I remember Kimmy Robertson was with us, this was probably 10 years ago now. And have we gone on a big turn? So we're going to pull into the, I'm not sure where we are right now. Okay, perfect. So Kimmy Robertson was with us, and she actually hiked down to the base of the falls with us, and I was telling her about that, and she was like, what are you talking about, in her high-pitched voice. And then she's like, oh my God. And then she was like trying to show other people. But you have to do it like 10 times. You can't just do it once and then look to the side. Like 10 times to 15 times. Let's even say 15 just to make sure. Because if it doesn't work, you're going to be pissing me. So do it 15 times.
Probably right.
And we're going to actually spend like 35 minutes here. So there's two different shops. What do you call them? Like merchandise places.
Souvenir shop?
Souvenir shops. Yeah, there you go. There's one for the falls, which is a park. That's a national park. And then the Salish has one as well. So they're sort of separate entities. The Salish Lodge and Spa, and I recommend the cheaper one is the Fall City one, which is right here. And there's bathrooms near this one as well. You can pull in here and we'll just let me flop up there. But they researched it recently and found out, nope, they do the bus number or the train number. But note in the screenshot that there's two windows that are touching each other and there's an arc that connects them. I'll point out a train that looks like that.
There you go.
So the closest one. The one I'll point out will be pink. It won't look as decrepit. Also at the top of the screenshot you'll see of the train a tarp that's on top of the train. That's because it's part of the Railroad Museum, and this whole section that we'll go by, so we're going left. I mean, up here, you know. It's a railroad museum, and they preserve a lot of old railroad engines, and that was why they basically rolled the tarp up for this one, shot it, and then rolled it back down. So we'll see a bunch of covered ones that you won't even be able to see. Like, you'll understand the tarp. There's actually a walkway as we get up here to the train stuff. They identify, and this is the last screenshot. They identify the different engines, so you can just do a little walk and learn about the different train engines. So the log, the train, and then the last one is the scene in Fire Walk with Me where the thread will be torn, Mr. Palmer, with the one-armed man. Actually, I guess it's this arm. So that scene, it's called the Moe's Motor scene because they pull up to that garage and it says Moe's Motor in paint across the top. So we'll go through that intersection as well. Railroads. So in Snoqualmie they have this big event called Railroad Days, and it's just all these people come to town and it's like a train enthusiast thing, and there's like thousands of people. So we always have to find out when that occurs and then schedule the fest not on that weekend. And there's also a thing called, it used to be called, I think, the Festival of Mount Zion. It switched to Alpine Days, or the other way around. And we have to make sure that that event we don't coincide with as well. So we always, people are like, do you know when the festival's going to be next year? And we never know until they pick their days, because there's thousands of people that come for that, and you know, we're only 200, so we have to make sure that we, yep. They redid this whole intersection about 5 years ago.
Is it true that the train are somewhere around
Yep. Yeah, well, it was on these train tracks. This whole area was redone, and from what I can see from old photos and stuff, there used to be like a hill that they've taken away, but it would have been right around here.
Exactly what it was. Still trying to hunt the
But
morning
you have to wait
shit.
till you get to the two train track
Can't hear the
section.
guy say your dad's screwing you.
And now it's the two train track section. So because they're between two train cars, so it was somewhere on here in this area. But they've redone it in the 20 years. So yeah, I think it's right here.
Woo!
Yeah, it's weird because in the series you wouldn't know there was a main road right beside it. The little hood on the what?
Wow, that's a wow.
Yep, there's a little building beside it. No,
A big stack of them.
there's those tarps by the
Those
way.
are like the ones you gotta put
And then there's the
wood
little
or
signs here.
whatever in.
Yeah, that little
Yeah.
building was almost fallen down then, so it just fell down after. So the train car, there's 3 red trains right here, or 4 I guess. It's the last one that looks like the murder train.
Oh yeah, it does.
So you can see the door, a single window, and then those. So it was like that train, but it was much older. No, we're gonna go by it actually. So, and then the log is right here. They've covered it since the pilot, and between, I think last year and this year, they actually put a wrought iron fence around it or something. Because people would always go up and write their name on the log and stuff. So it's only shown 2 times in the whole series, so we're just,
Real wood right there.
we're saving time for the sheriff's station and
Cool.
the welcome sign and Ronette's Bridge.
Sweet.
That's why we're skipping some. And it's 3 hours. So you gotta let me skip some things. Or it would be 5. We're good. Also, actually, an interesting point. See this building here with the octagonal windowed area?
Right.
Back there, the depot station? That's shown in a, when Cooper's looking at, Cooper's looking at potential real estate in Twin Peaks. That's one of the photos. You can't really see it well, but if you pause it and zoom in, it was white then, but it's that train station, which is just weird. Why would he buy a train station to live in? But it's just one of the screenshots during the Dead Dog Farm or that sequence. Okay, I'm gonna pass it around. 3 screenshots, and these are all of Ronette's Bridge. The first one is from the pilot, and the next 2 are from Fire Walk With Me. So it's shown 2 different times in Fire Walk With Me, but you wouldn't know it was Ronette's Bridge if you didn't know the area. And one of them is when the one-armed man is chasing Leland Palmer. He goes under this railroad bridge. That is Ronette's Bridge.
Oh sweet.
And then the next time at Sparkwood in 21, when Laura jumps off James's bike in Fire Walk With Me, I've adjusted the coloring in the screenshot so you can see it better, but Ronette's Bridge is right there in front of you, so you'll have to look at the screenshots for that.
Where's Teresa Banks's body floating down the river at?
That's at the Sunday event.
Oh okay.
Yeah, Wind River, Teresa Banks' body, that's at the picnic tomorrow.
Okay.
We're going to go left at this green light, actually.
I've ever seen. All like wood grain and stuff.
So between the pilot, or between the filming Fire Walk With Me and now, they dismantled the railroad. So it used to go over the road, but as we go to this Ronette location, you'll see that it's just a bike path nature walk. It's not actually a railroad anymore.
It's creepy at midnight, I'll tell you that much.
And one other thing, as we drive this way, if you look to the driver's side, there's a high school. This is the pilot location of the high school. In Fire Walk With Me, the high school was in Snohomish. It's like an hour and a half maybe that way. But this location, up here, was Twin Peaks High School. There's one shot of the Twin Peaks High School sign, and it used to be the Mount Side High School sign, and they put a board over it, basically. They've remodeled it, and the sign's no longer here. It was right here on the driver's side, like right there. And you see those red doors. Let me skip it again, just for time reasons. I've never been inside the high school to find the locations of anything.
Of the lockers.
The what?
The lockers.
The lockers? Yeah. That's weird. I thought you said it. Which is right. And this is the location of Mo's Motor. You'll see we're just going to drive through this intersection, but this is the intersection coming up. They've remodeled it a lot.
Sort of carpool behind you.
Mo's Motor is on the passenger side. So basically right here is where the thread will be torn, Mr. Palmer. His vehicle was right here, yelling at him. So there's that. Yep, straight ahead one. And one other location. And you can actually see the cycle stop sign, or maybe it's the coach work sign, the cycle stop sign in the shot. Over
Sweet.
here is where Teresa Banks' trailer used to be. You'll all have to look backwards a bit. It's just all green grass. The whole trailer's all in there. And the whole Fire Walk With Me scene, the number 6 telephone pole, that was all there. And it was there last year.
Damn.
Yeah, you knew it was there last year, right? Yeah, they took it all. I mean, it was just decrepit trailers. There was people living in them, but I don't think health code probably shouldn't allow them to live in them. Yeah, and now it's all grass. Yeah. And we're gonna.
That's a shame.
And this bridge is shown over Chet Desmond's shoulders when they're knocking on Carl Rod's trailer, which was right there. I know. Yes. Yep, that's actually the bridge that James, his bike comes out, or is it James or is it Joey Paulson and Donna at that point? They come out and go over a bridge, and then later the sheriff comes out and follows them.
Right.
They come out of where that trailer park is and go over the bridge we just crossed. So we're gonna pull off into the gravel area right before. It's just like right. Also, it hung right over our heads now, but it was just a prop that they had. And again, the camera was from this way because you see Ronette's Bridge in the background, so it's sort of from this angle.
Okay, James.
Yeah. Off speed.
Too bad a woman didn't jump off the back of his bike now and then.
I love you, James. People are crazy out here.
So the next, screenshots. We're going to the mill and the sheriff's station now. They're actually the same location. So those two. And if you look, you should be able to start seeing the smokestacks in just a second, or the single smokestack. In the series, there was 2. A few years later, they put up a metal one, and now there's only 1 left. We're going to take this left up here by that red cone. So we're going to turn left. Last year, this wasn't open, so we didn't go to it on the tour. We talked to them yesterday, so there's the smokestack.
All right.
Yes.
It's a place called Dirt Fish Rally Racing now. They bought it last year. They painted it over the sheriff's station, and the Weyerhaeuser Mill is actually now, they put the track down here where the mill is. This is a business. I've talked to them and they know that we're coming. Just be aware of that. Please don't go inside because they're having classes and stuff happening. I'll show you the 2 locations for the shot of the mill, and obviously the shot of the sheriff's station is right in front, looking towards the main doors. And drive down there, turn around and face this way. So we're going to go back. Sure. Yeah. Doing the bus tour. And we were headed to this location, and I said, you know, we're coming to the welcome sign location. There's not a sign. Every year the fans say, you guys should make a sign. And I welcome you to make a sign to help out. And as I was saying this, because it happened year after year, hey, you guys should make a sign, you know? And I said, I can help you make it out. I've got dimensions for it. It's, 6 slats of wood, if you've seen the screenshots and everything. And then as I turned and looked to tell the bus driver where we were going, I'm like, but it looks like we have a surprise for you this year. I didn't know a sign, but 2 locals. So yeah, we're gonna hear that.
They did it? There's a
Created the
sign?
sign for us,
How
and they were
cool.
attending the festival. And they will be. I think they should be sitting at the sign because they have it set up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are we getting out? Do we get to take
This is the second year of the sign because last year I was on the tour and that happened.
Oh
I'm
my
like, but
God.
it looks like we have a surprise for you. And I was like, I know nothing about this, and I called Amanda. I'm like, so left here. I'm like, do you know who did this sign? How do I not know about this? Someone surprised me at my festival. And they weren't sitting there. It was just sitting there. They weren't around it. And then I went on the bus tour again, and I'm like asking, does anyone know who was involved in this sign? And I found out later at the dinner that they had built this sign. So
The sticker on the back was like a like they had all like you see
yeah. So thank them tremendously. If they are here, they might not be.
Jared, will you be available for pictures at the sign, please?
At the sign, sure.
Because it's your
Sure.
baby. And
Yep.
having you by the sign is that's perfect. My festival.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yes. Yep. But they're not. It's not actually their car. That's just the way they shot it. The police car coming towards them. It cuts, and the police car goes by them. It's in a different location, by where the lodge was. Behind that. Yep. That's. Yep. The cop car comes this way beyond the sign.
Oh, it's a little ways down here.
I don't think I'd ever go to San Diego. Send my